Hey, it's Brian Coleman here with Main Street Home Loans, and this is 3 Minutes or Less. Hey everyone, Brian Coleman here with Main Street Home Loans. Welcome to another exciting episode of 3 Minutes or Less. Joining me today is owner of Baltimore Real Producers, Miss Colleen Rippey.
Thank you so much, Brian. I'm very excited for this.
I'm excited to have you here. You ready to get started?
I'm ready to rock.
All right, let's rock it.
Do this.
All right, let's do it. Let's get that clock started and get through this one. All right, first question. Take us back to the beginning of Baltimore Real Producers and how the idea of the magazine and the network kind of came to fruition.
Okay, great question. So you know how most businesses start because you're solving a problem, right? So there's got to be a problem somewhere. So the problem was I was selling Cutco. You remember those days, slinging Cutco to realtors. And the issue that I found being a vendor in real estate, trying to get in front of the top producing realtors, was that there was no platform, there was no organization, there was no way for me to directly access and connect with the top agents in the local market. And so, long story short, skipping a ton of steps, my friend and colleague Remington in Indianapolis actually kind of pioneered the first version of this.
Wow.
We connected, I launched, I was one of the first 5 to launch, and boom, Real Producers was created. We're now in 130 markets across the country, and it's an amazing tool to connect with the best in local real estate.
Unbelievable.
Try to keep that one tight.
Oh, absolutely. You get to great travel on that for sure, because you guys 3 minutes or less. But on top of that, now we have Coastal Real Producers, right? That's coming out soon?
Yes, so that's new and hot off the press. So we are launching officially. So our first deadline is actually July.
Okay.
And so the first issue is going to come in September. So Coastal Real Producers is, the Maryland, Delaware beaches area, Sussex, Wicomico, and Worcester County. So I'm really excited to bring what we've kind of created here, there, and just to see what kind of unfolds. I'm very excited about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for that, guys. All right, cool. All right, next question. Outside the obvious real estate market updates, news, etc., you guys do so many charity events and community events for the area, local areas, and things like that. Let's talk about that a little bit. Talk about the community events and how you've helped the local areas.
I appreciate that question, and I also appreciate my wife, Jill. I have to give her a shout out because she is really the heart behind the organization that really pushes that stuff in a good way, and it's really changed who I am. So one of the biggest ways we do that, because we could list a bunch of things, is through our nonprofit Love and Lunches, which Jill started when she was 12, and it's an amazing local nonprofit that gives food and resources to those experiencing homelessness and hunger in Baltimore City.
Wow. And
it ties into real estate because fortunately it's just kind of evolved in a way that the local real estate community has really kind of taken it under its wing, especially people in Baltimore Real Producers, because that's who I'm connected to. And they provide probably 90% of our volunteers and therefore about 90% of our funds to actually be able to run this organization.
Wow.
And so it makes a huge impact locally, and it impacts the volunteers, the real estate folks who join us and get to actually make food and then deliver it directly into the hands of those who need it most. And just those relationships and connections that are formed, it's really life-changing. So it's something that we're really passionate about.
That's amazing. That's amazing, it really is. I mean, it just goes to show you that not everything's just about the real estate. It's about people and caring and making sure we do the right things first, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. We're going to go into overtime already. It's
already
okay that.
overtime.
Already overtime. But look, this is great content. I don't mind. Guys, stick around for us. We're in overtime. All right. There are a few different real estate industries involved. Obviously, you got realtors, you've got contractors, you've got inspectors, everything in between.
Yeah.
What other tools are we using outside the magazine, the networking events that sponsors and people that are members of Baltimore Real Producers can expect to help grow their business?
I love that. If I were to zoom out on the benefit of Real Producers, just in terms of how we add value to the businesses you just named, I think it's kind of like the 3 kind of prongs working in tandem. The 3 being the magazine you mentioned, our events, and our Facebook group, just all working together to help drive collaboration and connections in the industry. Because we all know this business is built on relationships.
Right.
And the best relationships are going to be forged with the top people, the best people who you want to be surrounding yourself with to level you up. So in creating a container, both digitally and physically, where these agents and businesses can come together, it's amazing how these businesses who've been members have been able to grow and accelerate by just being surrounded by other great people, whether we're doing a mastermind or a social event or a community service event, or just even conversations in our private Facebook group.
Yep.
At least feedback I've heard is that that's really been integral in helping people grow their business.
Fantastic. And that's what it's all about, right?
Exactly.
Growth in numbers with good people that want to do the right things.
Just
Absolutely.
like you.
Just like me, right? Finally got me to join, obviously, by the way, too. win for Colleen. All right, you are not a one-woman band. There are unsung heroes in your business, okay? Everybody knows Colleen Rippey, but let's talk about some people that are behind the scenes.
I love that question because it gives me a chance to shout out people who never get shouted out. So one, my wife, Jill. That's a no-brainer, huge unsung hero because she's involved in everything from soup to nuts with real producers. And she's really the heart behind it, like I mentioned earlier, the vision behind it, and responsible in a lot of ways for the culture of the organization and the whole community. And she also founded Love and Lunches. So again, she's had such a huge role, and she's responsible for creating and putting together the whole magazine part of what we do.
Wow.
So she does a lot behind the scenes, and people have no idea. Second, I have to shout out Hannah Benson, our COO. She's only been on board with us for 4 months so far, but Jill and I are both front-facing people. The back of the house was a disaster until recently. So she helped streamline, organize, systematize our business so that we could scale and even think about opening a second franchise. So thank you, Hannah.
Hannah and Joe. Without you, Colleen doesn't exist.
It's true.
That's the truth.
It's true.
All right. Ready for some fun questions, lightning round time?
Boy.
All right, these are fun questions. Ready to get going in the lightning round. All right. You are a local Marylander.
Okay.
What is one of your favorite local events or things that are local to Maryland that you do on a year-to-day basis?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I'm blanking now.
Yeah,
what do we do? What's anything that we do? Something come to me.
You tell me.
I'm
It's
like,
fine.
only thinking of our event.
right. Baltimore Producers
No,
Event.
soiree next week.
There you go.
Plugging
Soiree
that.
next week. Fair enough.
All right, that's the first thing that came to
That's
mind.
all
I'm sorry, I
good.
can't
It's all
think of
good.
anything I
That's
do.
the fun part about the lightning part.
Right.
All right, cool. Broadway, movies, reading a book, or going to a live concert. Which is your favorite?
You know what? Recently, live concert. Jill and I are on a kick of live events, comedy, and concerts.
It's nice to be able to be back after COVID, too.
It
right?
is.
100%.
It is. We're on a major kick, and
Awesome.
I'm loving it.
Fantastic. Very cool. All right. Cake, ice cream, snowballs, or candy?
Cake, ice cream, snowballs, or candy?
Which one are you going with?
Cake. Yeah, cake. I was going to say brownies, but it's close.
That's fair enough. Brownie cake. So if you're ever wondering something for Colleen gets brownie cakes.
Brownies.
All right. Who is your biggest idol? It's probably lots, I know. First one that comes to your mind.
Well, the person that I just saw in concert, Taylor Swift.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, she was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'm still reeling over her performance. I would have never said that before.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed now after that amazing concert.
That's
Go
fantastic.
see Taylor Swift before the end of her tour.
We tried. Tickets were really expensive.
I know.
but we're glad you got
It's
to go.
unreasonable.
All right. Last question for you, and we're going to get out of here. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve, let me think, is probably people who no-show. No call, no show.
Yeah. Disappointing. Disregard.
It's like let me know.
Yeah. It's
But
okay.
don't just not show up. And mistakes happen. So if they go, oh my God, I can't believe it. But when it's a trend, I'm like, get together.
Yeah.
Like, come
Show
on.
up. Exactly.
Okay, let's go.
I love it.
It's rude.
I love it. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. This was
Thanks
fun.
for joining us today, guys.
Thanks
Keep an
for
eye
the
out.
OT.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime with overtime. Keep an eye out for Baltimore Real Producers, Coastal Real Producers, guys. Big things coming from Colleen and her team. Thanks again for joining us for 3 Minutes or Less. We'll see you next time.